Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honors and praises and glory belongs to my Lord and Savior, whose name is Yahawah, by Hisham, Yahawashi, by Hasham, Wahavakar Kwadash. And double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone that teaches truth well, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters listening and that are learning across the globe. This lesson's going to be on anger. Just something I've been meditating on for the last few days. Anger. And that's what Satan's going to use. What? He's going to try to use your flesh. Agitate. That's what Satan tries to do. So just something I've been meditating upon, and these are things we need to apply daily. I just want to start off on Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So you got to remember, what sheep? Meek, humble animals. You don't see a sheep running out trying to attack people in the midst of wolves, because everybody out here is wolves, and wolves devour. This is what we got to remember. Be therefore wise as serpents. And the serpent is wise as calculated. If the scriptures talk about discretion, it's supposed to be discreet in our ways and harmless as doves. So this is how it's supposed to be. Wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. Not the opposite. What vibration are you pushing out? Are you pushing out this macho man vibration? You got to be careful what type of image you're pushing out. Are you pushing out this hard man, like a hard man vibe? Well, look, man, what coming out of the scriptures, we ain't supposed to be putting on, no one's supposed to be putting on the facade, that you're this tough guy. Yeah, we would defend ourselves if someone chooses to try and put hands on us, but we're not supposed to be portraying that image, because it says we are sheep. A sheep. You're going against the scriptures if you're coming in the spirit of a wolf. The people out here are wolves. That's really a carnal mindset, and you just got to remember, Esau's always going to do things. The people out here, they're going to try to do things to agitate the inward man, but the inward man is a spiritual man. You got to remember, they're carnal, so they're going to try to drag you into that carnality. Just something to think about. We're going to go into let's start off on, where should we start off? We're going to start off on, let's start off on Colossians. Let's go to Colossians, and I really, really, really hope this is edifying. Learn something new every single day. Bear me just a minute. Colossians, I believe it's Colossians. Where is it? Colossians 4 and 6. Let your speech always, with grace. You want your speech to be with grace, seasoned with salt. Knowing what to say, you want it seasoned. When we're doing these lessons, we're making sure it's edifying. That's a part of it, being seasoned with salt. Balanced. That you may know how you ought to answer every man. Every man, because you're going to get different people. You're going to get different situations, different people you may come across in this world. But guess what? You want your speech to be what? With grace. Balanced out. Not so much rude, because if you give a rude response, then you're going to get a rude response back. Seasoned with salt. That you may know how to answer every man. Because you're not going to answer every man the same way. It's going to be differently. And that's part of using that wisdom, And for you to answer every man differently, you got to know what spirit he's coming in. So if a scoffer's coming to you in a scoffing spirit, you're going to deal with him as to how he comes. If someone's in what's the word? Intuitive, you're going to answer them out of what? You're going to answer them according to how they come. And that's part of letting your words be seasoned with salt. Now let's go to, delete that. Let's go back to Proverbs 14 and 29. The scripture's got to be applied at all times. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding. So a man that is slow to wrath, slow to get angry, is of great understanding. Why? Because that shows that man has got great restraint over his spirit and over his flesh. He that is slow to wrath takes time to really get underneath someone's skin. That shows that man has great understanding. Okay? But he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Because guess what? When you're hasty of spirit, you're going to be moving according to the flesh. When you're hasty of spirit, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be moving according to your flesh. Okay? So, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. You're going to exalt what? Folly. When you're hasty in spirit to do something, okay, guess what? You're going to be what? That's already going to be your flesh. Your flesh is going to come into action. Okay? Exalted folly. You're going to end up exalting foolishness. Okay? Let's jump straight to chapter 15. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Because, you got to understand, you're going to get individuals that come to you in a particular way. Okay? You know, a rough manner. Or people in the world, you got to remember they're wolves. So they're going to do particular things to try and get at you. But it says the soft answer turneth away wrath. You could be in a queue. You could be lining up. And someone might say, oh, you step right in front of me. What are you doing? Try to start a fight. You just give them a soft answer. All right. You want to go in? Just go there then. All right. You want to? All right. You know, go on. It's fine. You know, you can just go in front. Or anything. It's little stuff, little minute stuff that can turn into something serious. Someone may step on your trainers on purpose. But they're doing it to get a reaction out of you. Don't you understand? Okay. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Someone will do something to you to try and stir you up. So you can get carnal. So you can punch him in the face. But a soft answer turneth away wrath. Why? Because you're not kindling that wrath. You're putting it out. But grievous words stir up anger. Let's go into that word grievous words. Bear me just a minute. Grievous. Let's go into the word grievous. Grievous. Severe, critical, dreadful, terrible. Grievous words. Hurtful words. Damaging words. So if you're cursing someone out, saying all this and that, what's that going to stir up? Anger. And what's that going to turn into? A fight. You see? The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools pour out foolishness. So if you're a fool, what you're going to be doing is pouring out foolishness. A wise man going to use his knowledge aright. But the whole point is what? A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Okay? All about balance. And you notice how it said stir up anger. Because a person might say the right thing to get underneath your skin. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and 3. Sorry, 8 and 3. Strive not with a man. Go into that word strive. There's several definitions, all different definitions for it. Contend. Don't contend with a man. Don't be going back and forth with a man. Strive not with a man that is full of tongue, full of words. Okay, and heap not wood upon his fire. Don't give him any room to argue with him. Don't entertain him. Okay, and heap not wood upon his fire. What happens when you heap wood upon fire? It gets larger. And what do? Kindle a large fire. Kindle wrath. Contend, to strive, or physically, it can turn physical with words. Conduct a case or suit, to make complaint, to quarrel. That's what it turns into, a quarrel. Okay, strive. And let's go into another definition. Bear me just a minute. So this is what it said. The scriptures are telling you how to deal in your everyday life. The scriptures are telling you. It's simple. But it needs to be applied. And sometimes we can fall short of this. To cause, to strife. Garah. In the Hebrew. H1624. Garah. To cause, to strife. To stir up, to contend. To meddle, to strive. To be stirred up. To excite oneself against. Some people do that. Okay? Some people do that. Okay? A lot of people do that. To excite oneself against, to engage in strife, to excite oneself against a foe, to wage war. Sometimes people want an excuse. People are so miserable in this world, they want an excuse to start some trouble. You know what that is? It's an insecurity. It's an insecurity. Someone's always looking around to try and start some trouble. And they're the guys who always end up getting knocked out. To be honest with you, strive not a man that is full of tongue, full of words. And someone who's full of tongue, it talks about that, is a fool. And heap not wood upon his fire. So you don't heap wood upon his fire. You don't entertain it. You don't argue with that person. Just say, all right, cool. All right, cool. Yeah. You know. And you let him go his way. Okay. The scriptures are telling you how to deal. Verse 16. Strive not with an angry man. Okay. Notice how it said angry man. And go not with him into a solitary place, a secret place. Why? He could end up killing you, doing something to you. Like Cain. For blood is nothing in his sight. And where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. Because he's used to getting into quarrels, fights. And where there is no help, he will overthrow thee. Okay, and there's going to be no one to help you. That's why you got to know who you're around. Okay, you got someone always starting fights. The scriptures talk about your conduct, how you're supposed to be when you're out and about. That's what these scriptures are for. That's what these scriptures are for. Your everyday life. Okay, so I'm going to get a few more scriptures and we're going to shut off. Okay. Bear me just a minute. Ecclesiastes. Go to Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. Ecclesiastes 7. Let me check that. Let me just check that. Yes. Be not hasty. Let's start at 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And we know that. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And we're waiting for the end of his kingdom. But with that, what's that going to take? And the patient in spirit. It's about being patient. Patient going to suffering. Long suffering is better than the proud in spirit. So a man that's got these attributes, someone who's patient in spirit. Okay, and that also goes into what? People trying to mess with you. Okay, so someone that's patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Because the Lord's resisting the proud man. Okay. Be not hasty. Hasty means quick, fast. Okay. Suddenly. In thy spirit to be angry. Of course you get angry, but it says be not hasty. Because then you're not thinking rational. You're not thinking properly. Okay. Because that's your flesh. These are all emotions. For anger resteth in the bosom of fools. Anger resteth in the bosom of fools. Okay. The mind of fools. Someone that's always angry. Not as wrong with being angry. Always angry though. And what's going to end up happening? You're going to start doing irrational things. Okay. Let's go to Ephesians 4 and 26. Okay. Because people do a lot of stupid things when they're angry. That's why a lot of our people are in prison. Why? Out of anger. 1 minute of anger led them to be in prison. What? For life. Some for 20 years for life. Because they didn't think. Ephesians 4 and 26. Okay. And that's your flesh. That's why you got to keep your flesh in check. Ephesians 4 and 26. Be angry. So you can be angry and sin not. Don't let your anger cause you to sin. For you to go off. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. What does that mean? As soon as the sun goes down, you can't be angry. No. You don't carry it through for the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. That's when it becomes a problem. Because now you've given heed that anger has taken over you. You see? So with this, I really hope this was edifying. I really hope I got the point out. And shalom to the hopeful elect across the globe. Shalom.